Hey, good evening, folks. It's our lovely weather today. We have rains over here in this part of India. I'm from West Bengal, and yep, we are having rains here. Not that great for dragon fruit this season, but yeah, we're gonna be discussing few dragon fruit cultivars. Now, I'm gonna be categorizing dragon fruits into genus, even though they're same. They have been merged later, but according to Paul Thompson's book, we are kind of like dividing them into two species or genus. Why I keep speaking species, right? So yeah, we have Saliniceras, we have Hyloceras. These are the two genus that we're gonna take caring of, even though they are the same species. Again, I'm speaking species. Mind it, it's genus. So they are the same genus. They have been merged later on to find have pretty similar characteristics. Now, in these Seleniceras varieties, we mainly have this species and these hybrids that are very popular and it's grown along. We have Seleniceras cetaceus, which is thick king. I'll show you the picture of thick king. This is our thick king. This is Seleniceras cetaceus. Next up, we have the Seleniceras megalanthus, which is a species, and among them, Ecuador polora and Colombiana yellow are the most popular species. They have all thorns in it, and they are very spiny, right? Next up, we discuss is the Queen of the Night. Queen of the Night looks kind of like this. It has spiny, hairy structure, and people also call it red apple dragon over here in India, West Bengal, or few parts of Bangladesh as well, right? They call it red apple dragon. Not sure why, but I'm gonna call it Queen of the Night. Queen of the Night, it's basically a cultivar which is Seleniceras grandiflorus. This is probably not self-pollinating. Gotta check that, not gonna make a comment on it. So these are the pure species that we have of Seleniceras. Next up, we have few hybrids that are very popular. Now, Seleniceras megalanthus and Polyrhizis is forming Desert King. I'll show you that. Seleniceras megalanthus and Undatus is forming yellow thigh or lemon yellow. It's supposed to be called yellow thigh, but people sometimes call lemon yellow in West Bengal or Bangladesh. I don't know why they choose it to call it a different name. Maybe they want to pet it or something, but they call it anyway. Next, we have Seleniceras megalanthus and Polyrhizis, which is Frankie's red. Now, as you might seen, there is a unique characteristics of Undatus. Is Undatus being white fleshed, right? And Polyrhizis is the red flesh variety. As we know, in India, Bangladesh, West Bengal, we have this Polyrhizis, which is the common red dragon fruit. That's barely 200-300 grams, and it's deep red flesh, but it tastes really good. Very high commercial properties, right? Now, when you cross a Megalanthus with Polyrhizis and Undatus and a Polyrhizis, you would have something you would expect Polyrhizis species to take care of the flesh color and Undatus species to take care of the flesh color, and the Polyrhizis would also make the flesh red, right? That's the case in this case. Desert King, as you see, the skin is kind of yellow or orangish, and the flesh is magenta-ish, right? So it's taking species traits from Polyrhizis. Same thing with the Frankie's red, right? Frankie's red has the orange skin and a magenta or red flesh, which is of Polyrhizis. And Undatus megalanthus, which is the yellow thigh or lemon yellow, we would like to call it, it has a white flesh in it and an orange skin. So you can see some traits are being passed along. Now, there are also few yellow varieties, which is Australian yellow, Thai gold, and yellow Israeli yellow. These are white fleshed and have yellow skin on it, and they are basically Undata species. People might have a different expectation from it, but unfortunately or fortunately, it's Undata species. Another characteristics I can talk about the Undata species that it grows generally very well in soil. It adapts to it and it grows really well. Same thing with Polyrhizis. Now, these are the main Seleniceras varieties along with their hybrids. These are very sought after varieties, and that's what we have on the Seleniceras front. Next up, we have a few cute species which is common rare that tastes really amazing. We have costarricensis, which is country roads, and we have American beauty, which is a guatemalensis. These are really commercially viable. They are generally not sure country roads is self-sterile or self-fertile. I haven't had results on it. But common rare and American beauty are self-fertile species. They are very commercially viable characteristics have. Next up, a different category of dragon fruit is the Suntas, the Bruni, the Coneymeyer, and the Cathy Van Adam. These varieties are special in a similar way because they all have purple flower, purple to red flower, right? Which is very uncommon. Most dragon fruit has a white flower or yellowish flower or maybe a base pink white flower, but they have purple flower. Now, the purple flower species trait is coming from Stenopteris. Stenopteris has a characteristics of purple flower and has a flower length of 12 to 10 centimeters, whereas in other species it goes up to 20 to 30 centimeter as well. So as you can see, the Asunta flower you would have is usually shorter in height. So that's the trait of Stenopteris. And they form an amazing flavor next to Guatemalensis. Guatemalensis is an amazing species that we have in American Beauty as well. They taste really good. So these are the category that I would have it due to the purple flower. Next up here was this two species. This is Sugar 8 and Pink Panther. This is a cross between Cetaceous, Celestial Cetaceous and Guatemalensis. Cetaceous is the thicking that I showed you, which kind of looks like the, where is Cetaceous? Yeah, thicking. So this is a cross between Cetaceous and Guatemalensis. That's why they are really good. Sugar, it is a universal pollinator as well, in which you can know that it can pollinate every single species that you have. So it's a really good collection. You must have a Sugar 8. Then we have Pink Panther, which is a sister seedling to Sugar 8. Nothing special, but it grows like a good fruit. Next up, we have a cross between Guatemalensis and Undatus. We have Halley's Comet, Dark Star, Delight, Townsend Pink. Delight has a pink flesh. Townsend Pink also has a pink flesh, kind of like a mix between Undatus and Guatemalensis in the skin category. Same with the Dark Star and Halley's Comet, right? They have pink flesh, light to very dark, hot pink flesh. So that's a cute characteristics which makes them a bit different, and they are very sought after as well. Next up, we have a few varieties that are not determined properly, or at least I'm not sure what they are yet. So these are the Beauty Berry, which is a TLM hybrid, Tirlaki Mountains. It seems like a Hylocereus with a red skin, but not sure what the variety is. We have Esmeralda, which is probably a Hylocereus undatus because they have a green skin and a white flesh. So white flesh, and it kind of looks like a Undatus only. So probably some kind of variation with the species Undatus. Next up, we have Vietnamese varieties of Vietnamese red H14 and white round, which is some kind of correct, some kind of hybrids that Vietnamese guys made, and it's mainly Costarricensis and Undatus, as it seems to be. These are not sure again, it's my speculation. We have Rainbow, which is probably a cross between an Undatus and a unknown species, probably a Polarizes, not sure yet. Next up, we have Unknown White Lychee. This tastes like a lychee fruit, which has similar in Hana as well. Hana also tastes like a lychee. So could it be a sister seedling? Yet I'm not that sure. I've discussed about country roads. It's a Costarricensis. Now we have Black Africanis. Black Africanis is a cross between Corniflorus of Selenocereus and Hylocereus ocamponus. Ocamponus is generally not a good plant to have. The seeds are a bit earthy and they taste not that great, to be honest. So Black Africanis, you have to cross pollinate it. It's kind of difficult to grow. I mean, it grows really good, but it's difficult to set fruit. But it's an okay variety, not a great one. Next, we have Red Giana. Red Giana is also an unknown Hylocereus. It is a very unique characteristics. It kind of grows thin. I wouldn't say thin, but the flesh is not that stiff. It's a very soft, frictiony flesh, you can say. flesh, I mean the plant's body. So that's red giana. It's a berry like flavor. It's very red in between. Mostly, in my opinion, it looks like a cross up between a Ocamponus and a polyrhizis, but again, I'm not sure. Next, we have violet biconi, which is probably a Ocamponus because it has a spine length of about 1 centimeter to 1.2 centimeters, and it has 5 to 8 needle-like spikes. So it's probably an Ocamponus. So that's it about the collection of dragon fruits that I have been growing and I currently process. And these are the taxonomy of them. So I've tried to find a few species name. That's what I found. Let me know what you think about it. Like this video, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more information wise video like this. And don't forget to grow some dragon fruits because they're amazing. Bye.